What's up, YouTube? Welcome to an episode of SB Toys. Thank you for checking back in. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you're watching me on the computer. There should be an icon at the lower right-hand corner you can click on. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Or stick tuned to the end of the video. I have a button then you can subscribe. And you'll be able to watch other videos as well on my channel. I have a nice variety of videos. But make sure you do that after you check out this one. Anyway, so we're going to get into it. This video is going to be a little interesting today. As you know, there's a lot of things going on, especially in the Marvel Legends toy collection community. We have the new Spider-Man Space Venom wave coming out. We have the Juggernaut X-Men Build-A-Figure series coming out with a lot of figures that a lot of people are excited about getting, especially the Deadpool figure. Now, if you go online, some people have already gotten their pre-orders in, and many of them have got a variety of them. So they're already up online. You can go find and purchase a new Deadpool figure from the new X-Men wave. But what made me bring that up is I've noticed recently that if you go in there looking for that, you also now have this Deadpool figure on there as well that you can buy. Now, this Deadpool is originally from the old version that came out back in, I can't remember the date. I want to say either 05 or 09, one of those dates. Now, for those of you who are very familiar with the Marvel Legends figures and the nice lineup or history, especially of Deadpool figures from the Marvel Legends line, you know, this figure is pretty expensive. Usually, to get this figure, you're spending definitely $80. If you can get this type of figure at $80, you're getting a good deal, because this figure can go pretty expensive, especially if it's still in its packaging. This is a Series 6 Deadpool that was from the Toy Biz Marvel Legends line. Now, this is where things get a little interesting. You see, I ended up finding this figure, and the price was just right under $40. And that wasn't a starting auction bid. You can buy that outright. Now, I've been seeing a lot of these pop up. So when I looked at the description, noticed a little more. Number one, it came loose, and it came from Hong Kong. So then that was a dead giveaway that this is not really a Toy Biz Series 6 Marvel Legends Deadpool. This is just a Chinese knockoff that is sculpted and modeled after the Toy Biz Series 6 Deadpool. So I got a little curious because I was kind of interested in that figure a little bit before the new Deadpool had came out. And of course I seen the price and saw how expensive it was. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be touching that Deadpool for a while. So when I saw this one, I was like, well, I can have the figure that looks basically just like the Toy Biz version, just to have. But I know it's a knockoff, so I'm just curious to see how much will it hold up to the original, or how much of a quality it is to be a nice substitute if you don't have a budget to get the regular Toy Biz version or the official authentic Toy Biz version. So I got curious and decided I was going to go ahead and get this figure, and we're going to go ahead and give a review on this knockoff Toy Biz Series 6 Deadpool. So I got him removed off the base, and I did a head swap here. And we're up here looking at his head. Off top, number one, you can tell the paint on this head sculpt is way not up to par with the original authentic Toy Biz version. And putting on his alternate head can be a little difficult too. That's why I went ahead and put it on before I started the video, to go for you to be able to see how he is with it. There's a little paint rubbing as well, putting it on. Some of his paint chipped off. So those are definitely some things, especially seeing that this is a knockoff. it's definitely something to be aware of. You want to limit your amount of having to change out parts and stuff, because it is a little cheap and it can definitely interfere or ruin some of the parts on the figure while trying to do that. So just be mindful of that. Now it comes with a whole lot of accessories, of course, like the original. He comes with the dupe figure, which is basically just like the one from the Toy Biz actual version, which will be a good substitute if you have the official Deadpool, but you don't have this figure as well. So you may want to get it for that. It comes with his 2 AKs, which can attach on his back. Those are tricky attaching as well as his little backpack here. They can be a little difficult to put on there. Comes with him a little pistol. You put on his side right here. I'll go ahead and put that in for you, just so you can see that. You put that into his side. Comes with his 2 swords. Now this was a big thing I was impressed with, especially with this being a knockoff, because I'm familiar with the other bootleg Deadpool out there that was supposed to be modeled after the Hasbro 2-pack Deadpool that came in. It came in a 2-pack set with another figure. I can't remember exactly what the other figure was, but I know the knockoffs were out on the market too, and people that was reviewing those on their big things they mentioned was how the swords were all bent up and curvy and stuff. These are pretty straight and nice and firm, so that's one good plus with this knockoff Deadpool. Comes with the 2 sides as well. Also, they're pretty nice straight shape, not too bent, not too curvy, nice and upright. And then of course we have the other Deadpool head as well, which I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off and put that back on. And also his little head pivot joint is it's not tight, it's very loose. So be careful when snapping his head back on. But his regular head pops in there pretty smooth, not too much of a problem. So let's go ahead and get into some details. Being that this is modeled after the regular Toy Biz version, I'm assuming stats should be pretty much the same. We do a measurement of him. He's standing right. Looks like he may be just a little over. Well, looks like he might be just around 6 inches. So he's right at average Marvel Legends height. Usually the Marvel Legends figures range from a good 6 to 6.25, 6.5 inches in height, unless it's a big character. So standard Marvel Legends height. Let's get into some of the articulation here. Let's go ahead and start with the head. You can turn his head sideways. You can do the full 360 exorcism turn, as I always call it. Head tilt. Definitely got a nice range of tilt going down. Very large amount of range going up. And we get to his shoulders here. He's got these very extended shoulders out. He's got this thing called a bicep swivel. That's what I've heard it was referred to. And it gives you a nice range of motion. You want to pose him for very sophisticated looking moves. Now, as I'm noticing as well, on this swivel here, there is a little paint chipping. So you can see some of the paint rub there. So that's another thing to be mindful of. But anyway, so the bicep swivel extends all the way out sideways. Going forward, you can do full 360 turn. He has bicep turn. Of course, your double jointed elbow. He also has swivel here at his forearm, wrist swivel, tilt up, down, spin it around. He also has some articulation here at his fingers. You can angle them out or close them in, usually for holding the weapons and stuff. So let's get down to the ab crunch. He's got some forward ab crunch here. Nice little range of motion. And then he has some going back as well. It's a nice little motion, and as you can hear it when I bend it, you don't really hear it much when you go forward, but as you bend them backwards, you can hear the clicking noise. So it's got that. Now yes, hip swivel of the hips. And as I noted, these all a little, as far as the ab crunch, that's about the only thing that really feels a little tight. Everything else kind of loose. Here at his legs here, you can extend out. He's got a swivel joint. You can extend out fully sideways. You can extend out fully in front of him, full 90 degree. Coming back, it's a little limited. Doesn't have as much range going back as he does forward and to the side. Has a thigh swivel here. Double jointed knee. Also has swivel here at the shin. He's got his ankle tilting forward and back. A little small. A little bit of ankle pivoting here. And also he has arch here at the toe area, which is something I've always been a fan of the original Toy Biz, and something Hasbro Marvel Legends figures are lacking these days is that that toe articulation there. You don't find those in the Hasbro figures anymore. So that's pretty much the articulation there with this figure. Now, upon initial, the main concerns, number one, it's a knockoff. That's a bad thing. But it is not as expensive as getting the authentic version. Now, although the sculpting, there's really can't be any complaints about the sculpting because it's modeled right after the official one. It does come up a little short as far as the paint application, which is to be expected. Some parts they did pretty good. I mean, he's got some different tone definitions here in his arms, here on his chest. You can see in his face as well. But the main thing is just the joints here you need to be mindful of. They are very loose. And so when posing him, sometimes you're going to have to work a little bit with making sure you position him and hold in place. Now, some areas, they're a little tighter than the others. Like his legs here, the joints are a little tighter. They're not as loose. But here at his ankles, when you do his pivot, as mentioned before, they can be a little loose when trying to stand him. And another thing I noticed, which someone else had one of these figures as well, and they got gypped even worse. They got sent I think his Deadpool came with 2 left arms. And I've also heard the bicep swivels, be careful because they can come off pretty easy. And I mean, turning this one, it's not too loose, but I could see if I was a little too aggressive with it, it could probably come off. But yeah, as I was saying about that guy, his came with 2 right arms, I believe. Well, I noticed something while I was looking at mine. If you look here, he comes with 2 left feet. So that was part of the reasons I've had problems with really posing him or standing him upright as well. So definitely with these new Chinese bootlegs modeled after this Series 6 Deadpool, these are some key things you need to watch out for. Already initial reaction of people who's received them. Some of them coming with same side parts. Might get 2 right arms, or I got 2 left feet. So those are just things to watch out for. Would I recommend this figure? Well, off top, I would say not really. If you're really I wouldn't recommend it if you're planning on doing a lot of posing with him, moving him around a lot, and doing things like that. This is probably you might want to just save your money up and get the better quality Deadpool figure if you're going to be doing things like that, because this figure will not hold up with that much use and wear. This figure is pretty much, you just set him up and you just leave him. You really don't want to be playing around with him too much. Now, if you happen to be a fan of the Series 6 Deadpool from Toy Biz, and of course you don't have the budget for it, and you just want it basically because of the look, and don't mind a little bit of the paint not being as up to par as the authentic version, then sure, why not? Go ahead and get him. Now, for the quality he is, it's a little past, I think it's not worth the 40 bucks. Well, they're ranging right now. You can get them on eBay for around 37, 38 bucks, which I guess is not bad compared to paying 90 plus for the original Toy Biz version. You get the sculpt, but you sacrifice the joints aren't as sturdy. The paint is not as good, but you get the look of him. So if that's all you want is just having the figure for the look, then go ahead and have him, especially if you don't have a Deadpool figure and you want to get one. The reason I came across this one, as I mentioned, I was doing the eBay search because, of course, the new Deadpool figures are out. And so they are hitting the eBay and they're going up, and they're up there in price as well. And I just happened to see this one, and I already knew about how the Series 6 figures are and how much they've been going for. So when I saw it at this price, I knew it was up. I got curious, and I was like, you know what? I don't have that figure. This one, I know it's a bootleg, but it's cost much less, and I'm not going to really be doing too much, but just displaying him. So I went ahead and got him. Now, if you're a very diehard purist, then you're going to probably run as far away from this figure as you can, because this is nowhere near the Toy Biz Marvel Legends quality. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. I know this figure is kind of, well, the Toy Biz Series 6 Deadpool came out years ago, but now these knockoffs is just hitting the market. So I figured I'd go ahead and do a review because, like me, there's some of you out there who may not be ready to shell out that type of money for that figure specifically. So you're like, well, all I need to do is display it, and that's all I plan on doing. I would just get the substitute knockoff just to have. So now you got a review that you can go off of and kind of get a perspective in person, see it in action. And for those of you that have the original Toy Biz Series 6 video, or the figure, excuse me, and you're looking at this video right now, go ahead, please comment below, because I don't have the figure myself. So I definitely want to hear the opinions or what someone thinks about it. And click this button right here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. As I mentioned before, I have other videos that you can check out, and I'm always going to be updating with new videos. I got more figures that I still need to do, and I got more figures that I keep adding to my collection. So it looks like I'll be keeping up with doing some more videos soon. Also, if you're on Instagram, that's my other social media account that I'm very active on. Post a lot of videos on there, preview videos to videos I put here on the channel that you can actually watch. And I do some behind the scenes photography, and I do a little action figure photography that I've gotten into as a hobby. And so I post some of the work I do on that there too. Anyway, I'm not gonna hold you too long. I've done what I needed to do. Hopefully it helps somebody who's just curious and want to just cop one, as I said, display around just to have, and no one to spend basically $90+ for something you're basically just gonna have as a paperweight. Then this may be an option for you. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Y'all be easy. This your boy SB. Check out the other videos after this video. Like, share this video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm out.